we are in the green room with Casey Boyce, the founder of Shiva's Delight. So I take a little extra love with the name of your brand there, Casey. Can you tell us about the origin of Shiva's Delight?
So the origin of Shiva's Delight, there's two origins to it. So if I had had a daughter, I really wanted to name her Shiva, and then I didn't end up having a daughter, I had a son. And the name Shiva has different references with different cultures. So in the Persian culture, it's a girl's name meaning beautiful. And
Right.
in the culture of India, it's a god named Shiva, who is a destroyer god who breaks down the ego, takes away all the unnecessary things, and allows you to build back up with the things that you need for like a healthy, balanced, good life. So the whole
Yeah.
premise was you take the skincare, take all the toxins, take all the unnecessary additives out, build back up a product that truly is beneficial, healthy, and good for you. So
Yeah.
there's a lot to that. Yeah.
I love that. I have the story of Krishna behind me, but Shiva, as you say, the destroyer. I think a lot of people know him as the destroyer, and he's always dancing. He's dancing on the earth to, destroy it and let it build again.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I love that that's the name of the namesake of your company, and thank you for being here to talk about clean green beauty and how you can really live a beautiful lifestyle that just happens to be cruelty free. So let's start there with the cruelty free aspect of your product line because you yourself are vegan,
I
and so
do
obviously,
not eat meat. I am 100% like animal rescue supporter, and my products are vegan and cruelty-free certified by Leaping Bunny and PETA. So I'm on their compassionate shopping guides, which is pretty exciting.
that is very exciting. And when did that happen for you?
That happened. I want to say it was 2017. I think it was 2017 that I finally got the paperwork all done because you have to
Okay.
do a lot of paperwork for that. They have to approve you. They check all of your suppliers to make sure that the whole chain, I call it the chain of custody, where the ingredients are sourced and whatnot, that are they don't test on animals anywhere down
Right.
the chain. So they're pretty strict about that. So it took a little while to get that done.
Yeah, and that's important because a lot of brands that position themselves as cruelty-free, they may themselves be cruelty-free, but the some of the ingredients that they use might be sourced differently. So you've
Yes,
gone that extra, those many extra steps to make sure that everything in your products is completely cruelty-free.
absolutely.
Yeah, I love that. Um, and your products are also really beautiful. I love the packaging. But even more than loving the look of the packaging, I love that your packaging is all very eco-friendly. So let's get into that and why that was important for you as part of this brand.
So from day one, I wanted to use glass. Glass is reusable, recyclable, and it's eco-friendly. So all of my serums, balms, toners, all of that stuff, it's always been in glass. The last frontier for me was actually lip balms because, like with eco packaging, it's a pretty big shift that's taking place right now. So it's gotten a lot easier to get eco packaging now. But
Yeah,
back when I started, you couldn't get it. It was not an option for lip balm tubes. If you did get them, you had to hunt them down, try to source them. Sometimes they were $5 for an empty tube
right.
for one. It was crazy. So now that life's gotten a little more down with the whole eco-friendly packaging, I am making the switch, and this is my first test batch of my lip balms in a full-on eco-friendly tube that's compostable and biodegradable. So that should be the switch should be done by 2024. I have to use up what I've got, and then
Right.
I'm making the full switch. And even back here, you can see my deodorants. They've all been switched over into compostable tubes as well. And it was a pretty exciting change. And my clients love it. They were all a little hesitant at first, then they tried them and absolutely loved them. So
So what was the hesitancy about, do you think?
people are afraid the packaging is going to break down or it's going to not work the same. It's not going to last as long, but they've all fallen in love with these eco tubes. And I really like how they look. I think they look beautiful. They work really well. They slide really easily, and nobody's had an issue with them breaking down. So I'm pretty pleased with how the transitions
They
happen.
only break down when they need to break down,
They
which is
need
long
to.
after you're finished using them.
Yeah, so it's like after you're finished using them, you can recycle them. They're
Yeah.
totally compostable. So they don't break down while you're using them. but after you're done with them, they go back to the earth. So it's pretty amazing. And I'm really happy with how that whole thing has just come around so much, because I'm going on 15 years now that I've been doing this. There just there were no options like that back then.
Mhm.
So this is a big movement that I think is the right way to go, and I think more companies need to be doing it.
Absolutely. And it's about time, and there's no time like the present, like literally. There's no time like the present. We got to make some drastic changes now, but it's great to see that you have already been forward thinking from the moment you started your brand.
Yeah, it was really important to me when I started. Everything eco, like no toxins, no chemicals, no dyes, no fake fragrances, and glass packaging. Like I
Yeah.
just felt that that was really important.
So, like when humanity began, like everything that we put on our faces in our bodies was derived from the earth. Then somewhere after industrialization, we started adding chemicals and things with so many syllables that we couldn't even pronounce them. We don't recognize those ingredients. So you look at an ingredient package of, something you're putting on your face, and you don't know what's in it. But everything in your products is completely botanical. So it's all derived from plants.
It is, and I actually have a pretty cool example right here. So I was prepared for our meeting. This is a bar of lavender bergamot soap. It might be hard to see the color, but this is actually like a beautiful purple color with
Yeah.
black swirls. But the purple is Brazilian purple clay, and the black is activated charcoal. So all
Okay.
the colors in my soaps are ground up plants, clays, or charcoals. And the color range that you can get using those natural ingredients is absolutely gorgeous. And I don't know if everybody realizes that, but you do not need all of those toxic colors. You can actually make the most beautiful things
That is gorgeous.
right from nature. Yeah. And even the scent in this, it's lavender oil, bergamot oil, jasmine oil, different citrus oils. So not a single synthetic ingredient. And wrapped, it looks like that.
Oh, so pretty.
And I wrap them in paper. So the paper is fully recyclable paper.
Right.
Yeah.
Amazing. Let's talk a little bit about some of your products. Like, so what are your most popular products?
So the most popular products would be the facial care lines. I have an autumn rose line that's based with Bulgarian rose oil. I have a Lux Flora line, which is my personal favorite. I use the serum every day of my life. And I have a new line that's a clarifying line for acne prone skin. So that's got a charcoal mask, a serum, a toner, and a face bar. So the face products are what I sell the most of, what I really focus on. And there's so many film sets. I don't know if you knew this, but there's so many film sets across Canada and the US right now that are using my facial care products on set in the makeup trailers. And that's what they all want, is the face care.
Well, that has to be super exciting for you to reach that type of a consumer base.
It's really exciting. And I'm hoping there's a few new shows that have reached out, and I'm not allowed to say anything about them yet, but once they give me the okay, then I'm allowed to share. A lot of them are very private until the filming's done and until they've
Right.
secured everything. But I've been fortunate to meet some pretty amazing makeup artists in the film industry that swear by my products. So it's an honor. It's an absolute honor. And I pinch myself sometimes because it doesn't feel real, but it is, and it's so exciting.
Well, and I guess having been on sets, like I used to be an actor, so I've been in that makeup chair, several times, and I know that I personally don't like wearing. I don't wear makeup on a day-to-day basis, especially foundation or, anything that's going to cover my entire skin. But I can imagine for actors who are going through that process daily, that I mean, it totally destroys your skin. So I totally understand why more and more makeup artists are looking to get more natural products there for the skin of their clients so that they can save the skin, basically. It just is a testament to the cleanness of your products, I would say.
Yeah, and what they're saying is that okay, so for example, I make beautiful toners. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up because I have a pretty bright light on, but this is the Autumn Rose toner. They'll keep this in their kits, and if the people have had the heavy, you know what the makeup's like, it's
Yeah.
incredibly heavy.
Yes.
Some call it pancake
Layers.
makeup. Like it's so thick it's like wearing a pancake.
Yeah.
They'll use the toner to reset. If they've been sitting in that makeup for a long time, they'll give them a little mist,
Mm-hmm.
and then it helps to refresh their skin so they don't feel so heavy with the makeup on.
Right.
So it really is an honor though. It's been on some pretty incredible shows that I have a little list of them that I take to my markets and stuff with me, and people are always going, "Oh my
So
God."
tell us about the shows that you can tell us about.
One of them was Schitts Creek. So for I think it was 2016. So it was before the show got super famous. Lucky, one of the amazing makeup artists that I've had the pleasure of meeting, she reached out to me and used my products on set in the makeup trailer, and that was pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Um, there's been quite a few, but Schitts Creek is one of the most exciting ones. And
Yeah.
then I have a friend, Kat Von Pyre, who I met, who's a
Hmm.
film makeup artist, and she's used it on a lot of different shows. There's one filming in the States right now that I'm not allowed to say anything about, but it's a doozy, possibly one of the biggest I've ever done. And when I'm allowed to say anything, I will. The show Manifest, they used it on the show Manifest. They used it on one of my favorites is the show Pose that was, I believe it was done by
Yes.
FX. So they used my stuff in the makeup trailers for Pose, and that was a show that I watched it and I had tears. It was just absolutely emotional, beautiful, raw, and I was honored to
Oh,
even just a tiny way, just by having my skincare in those trailers, it was an honor. So that's just a few of them.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I think for myself, anyways, I don't want to put anything that has too many unknown ingredients on my face, and I'm very selective about what I use, and so it's easy when you come to a product line like yours and you can see the list of ingredients and understand what is going on your skin. And I think a lot of people expect that in skincare, but perfume is really different. So let's talk about perfume.
So I call them natural perfumes. A lot of companies that do this call them rollers. So it comes in a little roller vial, but the beauty of mine are the base is organic golden jojoba oil, and it's just a different blend of essential oils. So my favorite, personally, oh, one sec, and I wear it every day, is sweet champa. Three ingredients: organic sweet orange oil, organic golden jojoba, and white champa flower extract. And that's it. And it smells so beautiful. I have people stop me in the bank lineup and go, "What is that smell? It's amazing." And then I tell them, "Oh, it's a little perfume that I made." And they can't get over it. And I'm like, "It's just three ingredients." Things do not always have to be super complex, and you don't need all the chemical additives. Like the perfume industry is an interesting one, but there's so many synthetics in it, and I don't understand why, when nature makes all of these gorgeous plants and flowers, and why would you
Yes.
want synthetics when you can use something natural and beautiful?
And also with most perfumes, the big brands, those perfumes you walk into a room and you leave this cloud of scent behind you. That's not always a good thing. I don't
No.
personally, I don't enjoy walking into an elevator and having to basically hold my breath because it's so strong, the smell of the perfume of whoever was in there before me. But your perfumes are so delicate and lovely smelling. It's just like a hint. It's just a hint of a scent.
Yes, and they're because I don't use scent fixers, so a lot of perfumeries use like things that will make the scent be stronger or last longer. Mine are completely natural, so they're meant to fade. So you might want to reapply them twice during the day, but at least you know you're putting something completely natural on your skin that's healthy for you. So yeah, I have a hard time with perfume from mainstream because it is pretty overwhelming. Can I just add in one thing? I
Yes.
forgot to give a shout out. The show Workin Moms used my stuff
Oh,
on set, and I loved it so much. And they were so sweet and lovely. And then also, I'm a big fan of The Kids in the Hall. They used my
yes.
stuff on set for their reboot. So I just wanted to
Amazing.
give a shout out. Those two shows were lovely, amazing. They were so appreciative and so kind. And some of the actresses from Workin Moms reached out to me to say thank you, and I was blown away. So I just wanted to throw that in there. Some of these Canadian productions, they are top notch, and the people on
Yes.
them are just so grateful and so kind to all of us little people that pitch in a tiny way. So I just wanted to give those two shows a shout out.
Absolutely. And I'm so glad you mentioned Kids in the Hall because I think a lot of people watching this probably just say, oh, those are for women. Those products are for women. Men, what about the men? But clearly it doesn't matter whether you're,
It doesn't matter. It's for everyone. My products are for everyone. Absolutely.
yes. What would you say is the most popular skincare product for men? Because I think a lot of people do consider that, oh, it's just women are the only ones concerned about their skin.
I have a lot of men that buy my body soaps. So the lavender patchouli, I have guys who are dedicated to the lavender patchouli to the point that they message me and tell me they can't live without it. And if
Mm.
I run out, they panic. So the
Ooh,
soaps, the body soaps are a big one because a lot of men are kind of moving away from those toxic liquid, the all-in-one cleansers that unfortunately some people use, and they're just full of maybe not the healthiest ingredients. A lot of guys are making the switch. They want bar soap. They want something natural. They want something biodegradable. And I have a lot more men starting to try out the serum. So the sensitive serum and the Lux Flora serum, I have quite a few male clients that absolutely love them. So men like to take care of their skin too. And I think this is a real movement that's coming about where
yeah.
they're really realizing, hey, I could be using a body wash or I could be using this amazing handmade soap that's completely natural. And I'm seeing the switch happen, which is
And
nice.
also they're supporting local because
It's
that's
local.
a
Yeah.
huge thing. We need to recognize that Canadian brands make some incredible products, and you don't always have to go outside of Canada to find things that you feel are superior. So there's amazing, amazing entrepreneurs right here, and I always love to support local and buy local and build our own industry. So thank you so much, Casey, for joining
You're
us and telling us
welcome.
about your amazing products. I've been a big fan of your line since we first met about 5 years ago, maybe.
Where did we meet? Was it at Veg Fest?
I I think it was at Veg Fest, and then we followed up with a little online chat, and it was just I've been a fan of your products ever since.
Well, I appreciate you, and I'm really grateful because you have been such a wonderful supporter of my brand, and you're always so kind to me and giving me shout outs. And really, that's what it's all about. Like, word of mouth is one of the best things you can do for a small business. Like, tell people about them,
Exactly.
share the things you love, like, get out there and support those local brands that are working hard to do it right.
That's right. And at VegTO, that's what we're, really all about. We're just trying to put the spotlight on some amazing businesses that are right in our own backyard. So again, thank you so much for taking the time today. Thank you for naming your company after the destroyer, but in a good way. We all
Thank
need our egos destroyed sometimes. We all need to take it back to the beginning and, rebuild. So I really love that. And it's been such a pleasure chatting with you again.
And it's always a pleasure chatting with you. So thank you so much for having me on.
Thanks, Casey. You have a lovely day.
You too.